Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life, with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hey you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the JP podcast. It is I, Jess Paul, your host, your manifestation mentor, your spiritual bestie, and all the great things to help you manifest a life that you freaking love. We are back, and today, in today's episode, we are going all in on money. We are talking all about manifesting that money because I have been talking to a number of different people recently because if you haven't seen, I've just launched my Mindset Miracles and Money Mastermind again, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I've been showing up on socials again, talking more about money mindset, talking more about how you can grow your bank balance and, become this most abundant version of you. And I've been getting a couple of messages basically just being like, why are you banging on about money, Jess? Like, why are you so obsessed with it? Why are you promoting it so much? And because I've had a lot of this before, usually I keep my circle quite small, right? I have my circle, I have a very spiritual circle, and I don't usually have to explain this to people that don't understand it because I am in my circle, right? But there's people that I've come into contact with, especially recently as well, who haven't heard about any of this stuff before. And some people can be harsher than others. Like, some people can just be like, Jess, it's not all about the money. Like, why are you so obsessed? And other people are literally just curious, like, why is it such a big topic in your world? And so I think it's such a good episode to dive into today about why actually money is such a spiritual tool, why I go on about it so much, and why when we can shift our way of thinking around what money actually is, then we're actually going to call more of it into our reality. Because at the end of the day, guys, we all want more of it, okay? But I'm going to talk about why actually focusing in on that area is so good for us as a collective when it's the right people, when it's the right spiritual people doing so. Because the main thing I hear is that, Jess, it shouldn't be all about money. There's more to life than just money. Or there's so many people out there struggling in poverty, really not in an abundant place right now. You shouldn't be thinking about yourself and growing your own bank balance. You should be thinking about helping these people. And the conversation that I really want to bring in here in this episode is basically how, in fact, if you're actually helping yourself and your own bank balance, then you're also going to be helping the collective. Okay. And I got this, and I just want to say first off, I get it. I understand, because years ago, I didn't necessarily hear people talking about money manifestation, but I was in this space as an actor where I was just like, it is not about the money for me, right? I don't care about the money. All I cared about was my career and acting and being up there, behind a screen, doing my thing. And I used to say to myself, even I don't care, I will be a struggling artist for the rest of my life, just as long as I can do what I love. I don't care about the money. That was my mindset. And then when I really started to dig into my own limiting beliefs around money and do this work for myself, I understood that actually manifesting money was part of the whole damn process. It was part of the whole damn process of becoming the best version of me and actually helping the collective. And what I want to bring in today is that actually money manifestation is one of the most selfless things that you can do as a human being. Focusing in on that money and manifesting it for yourself is a very spiritual act, and it is there to help and serve everybody else. So your bank balance actually means more to most people than you think. And I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to dig in today about really why money is so spiritual and how you could be repelling it and blocking it off with some of these subconscious beliefs because of how negatively hypnotized we've been. But first, we have our sponsor for this week, and it is, of course, the Mindset Miracles and Money Mastermind. This is my 6-week ultimate transformation, guys, on everything to do with your money mindset. We're unblocking every single one of your limiting money beliefs. We're transforming your money energy, and we are creating a space where you become an abundance magnet so that you're attracting in your wealth, your freedom, and the abundance that you deserve into your life. This is 6 whole weeks with me inside a mastermind group setting, but you're also getting a whole online portal full of resources, which is basically every single one of my secrets that I used to go from broke out of work actor to calling in over 100K in less than a year to becoming this 6-figure business owner. You've got all of my hypnosis, meditation, worksheets, journal prompts, all of the shadow work I used, literally everything in there in one space. This is your crash course, guys, and you're getting this 6-week coaching with me too. So if this is something that you're interested in, if you want to go in on your money mindset this year with me as your mentor, then head over to the link in my show notes. You can go and click in there and read more about my story, read more about what's involved, and you can also drop me a DM over on Instagram at I am Jessica Paul, and we can chat in there about payment plan options, because I get the catch-22, guys, right? I get it. I've been there before, where you want to go in deep on this money mindset and you want to transform it, but then ironically, you're also worried about the investment and you're worried about the money. So I've got 3 payment plan options involved, so we can pick out the best one for you and we can get you started right away on transforming these money blocks, get you into this world, get you started, get you going. If you're interested, go and click the link in the show notes, go and drop me a DM, and I'm so excited to see you guys there. So, quick little life update then before we get into today's episode. This week, or last week, I went to a mind, body, and soul event, and it was really exciting. It was basically like a festival of spiritual people. Like, I walked in and the energy was so intense, guys. There was psychic mediums everywhere. There was crystals everywhere. Upstairs, they had these workshops going on where there was yoga and medium circles and crystal grids and like talks on hypnosis. Like, it was a whole thing. It was a whole experience. They do it twice a year, so I'm definitely going to be going back in September. For those of you in the Manchester area in the UK, come along with me because it's so much fun. But I was actually really interested in this guy who was talking about past life regression, because actually this is something I've been really interested in myself. And for my spiritual besties listening in, like, I am going to dive in deep to some more of these episodes because I've got so many stories to tell you about this. But I went to go and chat to him, and he was actually doing a talk in one of these like seminar rooms. And so I went to go and see him, and he was talking all about hypnosis, because that's his process. Like, he puts you under hypnosis to take you back to this past life regression, and then you talk out your past life, right? And so he actually did this like group hypnosis where he put us all under as a group. And like, I was with my mum at the time, and like he did this thing where we had to like join our hands together, and he hypnotized us into like not being able to open up our hands again. And like, some people could, some people couldn't, but it was really insane. And then he picked on me because, I don't know, I'm thinking it's probably because my energy was quite open at the time, but like, he literally picked on me and he dragged me up on stage, because this guy is a showman as well. Like, he's like a stage hypnotist. So he pulls me up on stage and he literally hypnotizes me in front of this whole audience of people. Like, it was freaking embarrassing. I mean, he didn't make me do anything major. I actually went too far under, apparently, and like, he had to just sit me down on a chair because I was just like in like a deep state of hypnosis. But it was really weird, but the feeling was, I want to do this. Everything he was saying to me, it was like this feeling of like, I want to do everything he is saying. I want to go to sleep. I want to, you know, breathe deeper, go in deeper, like. And so it was just a great reminder that actually, like, in life, when we can positively hypnotize ourselves, because we have been so negatively hypnotized in so many other ways, like, this is what all these BS beliefs are about, which we're going to talk about, your money beliefs. But like, we've been negatively hypnotized in so many ways. So if we do use this process of hypnosis, which is basically what I'm using on my clients, when we dig into your subconscious work, when we dig into these beliefs on a subconscious level, what we're doing is we're rewiring these things so that you want to do the most beneficial thing for you, right? So if you can be put into this state of hypnosis in a positive way, then you're actually going to transform your whole reality through it. So it was a great reminder for me that actually, like, when you can get into that state, you can believe anything you want. You can transform your beliefs. You can want to do anything that you want to do. So it was really freaking interesting. Highly recommend. We'll let you know more about that as and when. But let's get into today's episode. So, getting into why money is actually a spiritual thing, and why when we can understand this on a subconscious level, then we're actually going to call in way more abundance into our own lives, and we're actually going to help the collective. So, first of all, I just want to say that when I first started this money manifestation work, and I first started calling in my money, I went through a stage where I felt really guilty. And guilt is one of the lowest vibrations that you can feel, guys. It's not going to help you manifest anything. But I started feeling guilty because I was like, oh, I'm calling in all of this money now. Is that right? Like, is that fair? And I had to take a step back and just understand what I was dealing with here and the energy that I was actually surrounding myself with. Because as I've said before, money is just an energy, like any other energy in this world, right? And so I actually realized that I was still living with some subconscious blocks around money that were not helping me, that were not actually moving me forward. And that was because we have been negatively hypnotized to believe that the focus shouldn't be on money, that actually it's a wrong thing to do. And, you know, I had messages in my inbox, you know, from people just being like, you know, people that knew the old version of me when I first started this work, being like, why are you promoting so much about money? You know, like, shouldn't you be thinking about other things in this world? It's not all about money, right? And I still get this to this day from people that, you know, haven't actually taken the time to understand this money energy. But I realized that all of that negative experience and those negative beliefs were still sitting there in my subconscious. And so I really had to dive into what money actually is and how it can ultimately help people. So here's the thing, guys. Money is just a tool. It's a tool that we use as an exchange for something else. It's what we use to benefit us, to help us get something else in life, right? It is just a tool. Just like if you think about a car, you're getting into a car to drive around to your mate's house. That car is being used as a tool to get you from A to B. Equally, that car could be used to run somebody over and kill someone. Now, they're two very, very different things that are going on there. You got to ask yourself, is the car the problem? Is it the car that's the problem? And honestly, the answer here is, well, no, because the car doesn't have any meaning until you place meaning on it, right? And that goes for anything in life. Nothing in life actually has any meaning until you place a meaning on it. And so often in life, we're placing meaning on things that aren't actually true or don't need to be true and that are making us feel bad, right? So if you think about this in terms of money, money is just a tool. So you can either use money to help people and to do good things with that money, or you can use money in a greedy way and to keep it from people and to use it for yourself and to, you know, sit there in all of this abundance and not help anybody else, right? It's not money that's actually the problem here. It's the person that has the money. And this is fundamentally the thing that we have to kind of disconnect from in our belief system, because we just look at money as though that is the problem, as though that is the thing that we shouldn't focus on, as though that is the thing that is evil or wrong. And actually, money in itself it has no meaning. It really is, and I am so neutral towards money anyway, but like, it literally has no meaning. It is just an energy, like any other energy. Whereas we place meaning on it because we've seen through our life experience people use it in greedy, wrong, negative, evil ways. And therefore we start to think that money is the issue. So with that being said, if you had your hands on this money, if you, as the pure spiritual being that you are, because everybody that listens in here, you want to better yourselves and you want to better this world. Like, nobody listening in to this podcast religiously every week is a bad person, okay? You're all pure people and you have pure energy. So if you had hold of this money, what could you do with it? Because the thing is, if evil people have money, they're going to do evil things with it. Just in the same way, if evil people have a car, they might do evil things with it. If evil people had another tool is like a knife, right? If an evil person had a knife, they have the ability to kill someone with it. Equally, if I had a knife, I'd use it to chop up my dinner, right? Like that's the difference with this tool here. So it's actually a spiritual thing, because if more pure, spiritual, good people have this energy in their life, you get to then do good with it, right? And this is what I'm always doing now. So, the reason that I place so much emphasis on manifesting more money and, bringing it into my pocket and building up my bank balance is because I know what I'm going to do with that money, and I'm going to do good things with it. So, for example, I'm going to use that money to help invest in my business, my spiritual business, which is ultimately going to help the collective. I'm going to use that money to give to charity, to give to those people that need it. I'm going to invest my money into my family and friends who might need it, who might need a little boost that month. I'm going to invest it into the collective as a whole to help people. And that's because I'm in control of the tool, right? And you don't change as a person just because you've got that tool, right? You're always going to be that pure, brilliant person that you are. But when you have this energy, you're able to finance things. And in this life, guys, we are living in a world that you need to finance things with, right? Like, we're literally living in this 3D world where we need this money to pay our way, to do the things that we want to do in life, to create this freedom in life. Like, you'd be delusional to say that we're not. Yeah, and this is, again, where I was when I was believing, I'll be a struggling artist for the rest of my life because at least I'll get to do what I love doing. That was delusional of me to think, because we live in a world where we have to finance things. So actually, I had to fix this mindset and go, hang on a sec, I've got to understand that manifesting money is a good thing, and it's part of the process of becoming a better person. So I just want to say to any of you guys that have ever felt any kind of guilt creep in, because that, again, was the vibration that I was feeling when I first started calling a lot of money in. I was like, oh, actually, is this right? Is this fair? But that was all of my old limiting beliefs coming back to the surface, right? What you guys need to know is that if you're a pure person, then actually focusing on the money, focusing on calling in this money for yourself is going to do wonders not only for yourself, because remember, you deserve it too. You're a spiritual being. You deserve this abundance. You deserve it just to invest in yourself, right? Because that's why I make my money too. I'm investing in myself like all the time because I deserve that. But equally, you've got to know that not only is it going to serve you, but it's going to serve the collective as a whole when you have that in your pocket. I want to make it my mission, literally, to have every spiritual person with a massive fucking bank balance, because I know that you guys are going to be the ones that invest it into the right places in this world. You could literally buy a fuck ton of land and like conserve it and like, help the animals and like help the planet, and you could do anything with this money because we live in a world that needs to be financed. So it's number one, remembering that money has no meaning other than the meaning that you place on it. So if you make it your truth that money is just an energy and that it's a spiritual tool and that you can use it for good, then that's what it's going to be for you. And that's what you're going to see in your reality. Also knowing that you can't be poor enough to help a poor person, just like you can't be sick enough to help a sick person, right? So literally, like, if somebody's ill, you're not going to go up to them and be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go make myself ill so that I can help you. Like, that's just such a silly thing to say. Like, that is not how life works, right? Equally with anybody that's poor, I hear it so often. Oh, why are you focusing on money? It's not all about the money. There are people out there struggling. Yeah, and they're going to continue to struggle if the money isn't in the pockets of somebody that's going to be able to give back to those people, that's actually going to be able to help those people. And so often, guys, and I'm not going to go off on a massive rant on politics here because this is not the space for that, but so often I hear so many people just like, going in on the government. It's all the government's fault. It's all their fault as to why there are so many poor people in this country or in the world. And honestly, guys, if you just took back control and said to yourself, hang on a sec, I'm going to call in the money myself and I'm going to help people myself. If you took back that power in your life, you will understand like how much good you can actually do in this world. And that's exactly what I did. And the reason that like I grew my abundance so quickly was because I understood that value. And that's actually something that we go in on inside the Mindset Miracles and Money course together, because, it's, if we really want to see our bank balance rise, we have to understand the value we're giving to this world. And that's part of it, right? Is knowing that if you just took back control, then you can sort this out yourself. I now have an abundance of money in my bank account that I'm giving back in ways that, I never thought I would ever be able to. So it's understanding that you get to place this meaning on it. You're in control of what you believe about it. And also understanding that your subconscious beliefs are running in the background. And if you don't get to the root of them, guys, then you're just going to keep repelling money. You're going to keep repelling your abundance. Even if you're consciously aware, like you've just listened to this episode and you're like, yeah, okay, I get it, Jess. But then you're still not seeing the money come in. That's because your subconscious is saying something else. If your subconscious is telling you that it's still wrong, it's still greedy, it's still not right to focus on it, then you're going to find, your conscious mind is going to find anything it can to repel that money. And you're not going to see it come to you. So this is why working into your subconscious and doing this work for yourself is so important. So overall then, guys, you have a damn choice. You have a damn choice over how you view this energy, this money energy. And if you're willing to go in and transform what you actually believe money even is and how it can help, then you're actually going to see your bank balance grow. And here's the thing, right? Everybody that has ever said, and this was me as well, where I was like, it's not about the money, it shouldn't be about the money, right? I still wanted it, like, because I still freaking needed it. And this is the point, this is a tug of war that I'm constantly seeing with people, where it's like, no, it shouldn't be about the money, it's wrong to focus there. But then also being like, oh, damn, I wish I just had enough money to do that thing. I wish I just had enough money to like go on that holiday, or, pay for that course that I really want to do, or take my parents out for dinner, or pay into that charity that I really want to pay into, Like, if you are struggling to pay your rent each month, how the hell are you going to help anybody else in life? So it's really just getting brutal with yourself again and going, hang on, are my beliefs actually serving me? Could I be believing something different about money? Could I be placing a different meaning on money that's actually going to help me, serve me, and the collective? And that's the main message in here. Money is a spiritual tool, and you decide whether it's spiritual or not. You decide how you use that tool or how you don't use that tool. And just know that if you're in this circle, if you're on this side of the fence, then, you're going to be abundant as fuck. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please do take a little screenshot, tag it on your Instagram, let me know so I can see who's been listening in. If you're enjoying the podcast, please do leave it a little 5 stars and go and hit subscribe, because that helps push it out there to everybody else, and I will be so grateful. I will love you forever. And for those of you that are ready to completely transform your money mindset, to go in on this work with me and to uncover every single limiting belief that you hold, so that you can start attracting this money in, then make sure you go ahead over to the link in my show notes, go and click over there, go and get yourself signed up to the Mindset Miracles and Money Mastermind, and come and work with me in this space, in this whole energetic experience, so that you can become that abundance magnet that you deserve to be. So sending you so much love, and I'll chat to you all next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.